took my own advice yesterday and I reached out to an old friend. I was chatting with Phil Quirk, who now lives in Dubai.
Look at that little beauty.
You know when someone says something so simple, it just stops you? We were talking about Phil's latest book, Innate. It's all about the things that are innate in us as humans. So mindset, the search for purpose, innate resilience. And then Phil goes, Craigo, the problem is, as we get older, you stop being curious. And I thought, bloody hell, he's right. When you're a kid, you're curious about everything. You want to know how things work, why the sky's blue, what's behind that door, what happens if you press the button, why is orange jam called marmalade and that kind of stuff. What is the score with these freaking pine cones anyway? Every day feels like a discovery, but somewhere along the line, between responsibility, routine and just getting on with it, we stop looking at the world like that. We stop being curious. If that already feels close to home, you'll probably like my field notes. They're short, honest reflections like this one that I send out to your email every week. They're free and they go a bit deeper than I can here. There's a link down below if you want to join. So all right, let's talk about curiosity, how we lose it, and why getting it back changes everything. When you're young, curiosity is the engine. It's what gets us into mischief and adventure and bad haircuts and first loves. It's why we try things. It's how we learn who we are. But as we get older, the world shrinks. We trade adventure for efficiency. We swap why not for what's the point. We start chasing certainty. And the trouble with certainty is it leaves no room for wonder. You can't be amazed by something you think you already understand. Curiosity doesn't disappear. It just gets buried under layers of routine. The school runs, the job, the emails, the bills. We stop exploring because exploring isn't productive. But here's the thing. When curiosity goes, everything flattens. Days blur. Relationships feel repetitive. The spark, that sense of aliveness, quietly dims. And you start to see it everywhere. In people's faces, in the way they talk about their lives. That heaviness that comes from having everything figured out and still feeling empty. So without curiosity, love fades too, because love isn't a static feeling, it's fascination. It's wanting to understand another person again and again, even after years of being together. Now gratitude works the same way. Or you can't feel grateful for what you stop noticing. And when you stop noticing, life turns grey. Not bad, just muted. You stop seeing the small stuff that used to lift you. The way your dog watches the world like it's all brand new. Smell of coffee in the morning, the texture of rain on your skin when you're a kid, and you don't care about getting wet. That's what curiosity does. It connects you to the texture of life. Without it, you're just skimming the surface. So why does it happen? Part of it's survival, I suppose. We build routines and predictability to make life manageable. You can't live in wonder 24/7. You'd never get anything done. But I think part of it is fear. The older we get, the more we've seen, the more we've been hurt. And curiosity means openness. And openness means risk. A risk of being wrong, of being surprised, of being vulnerable again. So we build little walls, not out of malice, but habit. We protect what we know. And in doing so, we shut out what we don't. And that's how men, especially, lose connection, because curiosity is what keeps us engaged with life, with people, with ourselves. Without it, we drift into quiet certainty, the I'm fine autopilot. So how do we get it back? You don't need a world trip or a spiritual awakening. You just need to start noticing again. Start small. Ask questions. Ask questions to yourself, to others, to the world around you. Not big philosophical ones, simple ones. Why do I always take this route? What would happen if I tried that instead? What's the person's story? Curiosity lives in the small questions. And when you start asking them, something opens up. You start feeling more grateful because you're paying attention again. You start feeling more love because you're interested again. You stop getting angry because instead of taking someone cutting you up as a liberty, You wonder why they're in such a rush, or why they couldn't stand being behind you anymore. And you start feeling more connected, because curiosity pulls you out of your own head. It's impossible to be curious and self-absorbed at the same time. Curiosity drags you back into the present moment. Phil said something else that stuck me. He said, when we lose curiosity, we lose connection. And that's it, isn't it? Because curiosity is how we see each other. It's how we fall in love, how we build friendships, how we stay humble. When you stop asking questions, people stop revealing themselves. When you stop noticing, the world stops offering opportunities. When you stop exploring, life stops expanding. But the moment you get curious again, the moment you look at someone or something with fresh eyes, love sneaks back in. Gratitude sneaks back in. Joy sneaks back in. Curiosity is like oxygen for the soul. You don't realise you're suffocating until you take a deep breath again. If you want to rebuild that curiosity muscle, try this. Notice one new thing each day. Something small, a smell, a sound, a shadow. Ask one real question to someone else or to yourself, then shut up and listen. Do one thing differently. Drive a new route, try a new meal, walk without headphones. Learn something pointless, not for work, not for money, just because it interests you. The goal isn't self-improvement, it's reconnection. So maybe life isn't about slowing down, maybe it's about seeing again, because curiosity brings everything else with it. Love, gratitude, connection, even peace. We don't lose curiosity because we age because we lose curiosity. So stay open, ask questions, have a scratch around and see what you can find. Look again at the people you love, the world around you and yourself. And if you want more reflections like this, grab the field notes down below. It's free, where I share thoughts like this each week about staying curious, staying present and finding your edge again. So whether it's a pine cone or something else to get curious about, just remember, don't be a